Pozdrav svima, sa nama je Tony Lecrouxom, Master Sommelierom Tony. Welcome to Tipsy Podcast
Thank you very much for having me.
in the Sparkling Wine Fest. How do you like it so far?
It's just amazing. Everything
Yeah.
looks crazy.
Yeah,
The setup, the organization, all of this podcast and workshop are just so well made and so well managed, and the wine, of course, are beautiful. So
thank you. And the guys told me that you already been to Pleševica
exactly,
like 2 weeks ago.
exactly. But
You
everything-
came for the inspection.
Exactly, that's completely right. I do personally like knowing where I'm going and what is happening in a place when I have to. I mean, I like to understand in depth the region where I'm used to go. So I wanted on the bottom of my heart to come to the place and to understand that we had visited, I think, 5 or 6 wineries altogether in 4 days.
In 4 days.
Yeah, it was a intense program.
It's usually more food than wine.
Exactly. I think I took an extra 2 or 3 kilos in 4 days. So we had a good moment, good time,
Okay.
well spent. Yeah, I really discovered that I just fall, I think, in love with the whole region.
Okay, so from things that you saw here, what do you think now about Croatian wines, champagne, sparkling wines? What do you think about it?
I do completely believe you are very right on everything you're doing. So all the all the sparkling wine are really on top of the game. I tasted so many wines with way higher than my expectations. Both sparkling wine like as Chamberg and Daz or Tomac or everything with like 6, 8, 10 years of aging on the lees. I mean, coming from France, and of course champagne is kind of my reference.
Sure.
There is not that many sparkling wine producers making this such a long aging and really looking for premium high quality. And what has impressed me so much, I mean, when it's coming to the wine, is always kind of history and time, time makes everything. And I think you just started 20, 30 years ago, like really focusing.
Like seriously.
Exactly, very seriously, being kind of modern in a way and opening to the world of wine and like achieving this level of quality in such a small period of time is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Honestly. So
What do you think when you look at the Croatian coast? Like, it's obvious that people come to vacations over here, but Suvi mentioned that he hopes that tourists will come to taste wine, then go to the coast. France is like country just like that.
Yes.
You go for the champagnes, for the Bordeaux, to taste, then go otherwise. What do you think? What should Croatian do to get in that position? Like, just for the advice, I know you're not gonna tell them what they need to do.
I'm not gonna give you a long-term program and how to follow it. I think it will take some time for sure. It's not gonna happen in a couple of years. It's a long-term visibility to make it happen. So as we already said a little bit on the panel this morning, I truly believe you need to have some international visibility, international recognition from the global wine industry. It's not always easy to take your wine to the Wine Spectator, to the Decanter Wine Award, to get this moment, because it's cost effective, of course. It needs time, it needs energy. But I think as soon as some great wine professionals, journalists, great sommeliers, like 2, 3 Michelin-star restaurants in the big wine region in the world will be there, then it's gonna come, when the healthy people will taste your wine somewhere in the world, in New York or Dubai or London, then you will get that interest and people will start to switch their mindset and switch. Like, Croatia is not only beaches, it's here, of course, but you really need to take the recognition and educate people
Yeah.
to receive it.
So you would say that something like this is a good start.
It's a great first stone of a big pyramid, you know.
Yeah.
I think you had some national television, you got a podcast, you got this international visibility, and Juan and Ivan start to make the full work to make it happen and to have that international recognition. And I think Stefan and myself being here is already kind of shows and they want to go further away. And it's only the second edition, but you really see the quality, the premium level they want to develop. What's going to happen for the next 2, 3, 5 years.
Yeah.
So I think the more you're going to go, better the experience is going to be and the knowledge, and then you're going to just grow up. And
yeah.
I mean, this year was 2 Master Sommelierom. Maybe next year we'll have a few MWs, few more Master Sommeliers coming in, then some journalists who heard about it, and then things will grow for sure.
Yeah, and let's go back to France. And so, how much of the champagne do actually French people drink? Like, do they drink it a lot, or?
Yeah, it's definitely part of our culture.
Yeah.
So anytime we've got events or moments in our life, so of course birthdays, weddings, New Year Eve and Christmas. So it's always a nice bottle of champagne coming in. That's for sure. But we do have our habits whenever we go to a restaurant, or most of the time we go to a restaurant. We just start without thinking with a glass of champagne at least. So it's really part of our roots and identity for sure. So you need to get to it. We had an event with a champagne, committed champagne a few days ago, and it's very, very impressive. Still, the amount of money they spend in communication, education, marketing. This is, crazy just to keep this level of being in the unconscious mind of the people.
Yeah.
If you stop speaking about your region, your visibility, then straight away people are gonna kind of forget you.
Yeah.
Even being a champagne, if you don't keep it going forever, then especially nowadays in modern days, things goes very fast. So you always have to keep it up and be on top of your game.
I think that Suvi told me that like the whole Champagne region invests over 20 million euros just for the marketing.
I think it's millions for sure.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Maybe
it's like 22 or 23 millions.
Yeah,
it's like ridiculous. Yeah.
Maybe Pletivica will not be at 20 millions of marketing worth spending a year. Not yet. I would love to.
But you need to spend some. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to, and you need to make that effort to educate, to show, to bring some people in, take those sommeliers, those journalists, force them to come in. And as soon as you see the place and you understand and you live at hospitalities and you have in your heart, I think now I've got a little bit of Croatian somewhere in my body forever. And when Sweet came to me first and said, "Yeah, come on, I have a wonderful event. It's going to be a Croatian wine fest." First thing I said to my mind, I was like, "Why? Why should I go there? What's the deal?
Yeah.
What is happening in Croatia right now? There is some wine. I know there is wine, but I would not expect that level of quality." And then as soon as I came in the first time, and we ended up at Griffin Wineries, first day after the airplane arrived, we stayed there up to I think 2 a.m. the morning. First day, we're like, okay, this is something.
Yeah.
You've got something in your heart. And we've been in the vineyard, in the winery, a bit at the tasting room, and then he started to take the Pata Negra. I think we killed the whole leg of Pata Negra, 5 of us. He opened so many bottles. He took some wine from the sea, aging and everything. He wanted to give us everything, and can really feel and see them. They just love sharing And I think is a big point.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear from the people who come to Croatia to talk like that, like you just did. But when you have that, when you achieved so much things with your Master Sommelier thing, it's amazing to hear. But I know when you come to the wineries, usually the people who produce that wine are there.
Yeah.
It's kind of different than the restaurant.
Exactly.
Or some bar or something like that.
I mean, I think the restaurant and the producers and the wine industry cannot play without the other one. I think the best wine in the world ever you can make on your own in your winery, and you can receive them as good as possible.
Yeah.
If you don't have the support of the restaurant, the sommeliers behind, you're not gonna go very far away, because it's your visibility, it's your business card in a way.
Yeah.
Being paired the wine with the right food at the right moment to the right person, this changed everything.
Yeah.
And when you see, the stars and in the eyes of
Yeah.
the person, then both people never gonna forget that moment. They will not forget the person in front of you, the plate, and of course the glass of sparkling or champagne or whatever it is. So this is all. I mean, for me, it has been always my aim and all things. How would I tell that? I always think that I'm not just a sommelier, like I'm not just a guy opening a bottle of wine, serving it in a glass, and then my job is done.
Yeah.
My true work is to play with every single wineries we've got, able to have and take them and choose the right one for the right person, the right moment, and just we are kind of the mouth, the speak of the winemaker, and we have to understand what is happening on the ground, on the floor, on the winery, to make sure we transmit it as clean and as the most beautiful way to the final consumer.
Sure. Yes.
And I just love going to the winery. I don't even know how many wineries I did visited in 10 years, maybe more than 1,000, I guess.
That's beautiful, yeah.
And I mean, I visited, maybe 1,000 of wineries, but any single times I walk in a winery, I'm walking in a barrack room, I'm always so amazed. I'm always learning something else. And this is what I love my job is. Just sharing these little details. The name of the dog, Jimmy at Chambers, like this amazing job he was just hugging us all the tasting.
Yeah.
And this is something you're never going to forget. And this is those little details you would transmit to our guests at the end of the day.
Amazing. Amazing. Can you tell me, why did you went from France to England? Is that because of the learning, or you needed a lot of things to do in England, right?
Yeah.
Because of the Master Sommelier and everybody, what you've been doing. But can you do that in France, or you just can do it in England?
That's a very interesting question, actually, because I'm born in a wine region. My parents had a restaurant when I was young. So I always kind of grew up in that business. Hospitality was somewhere in my body as well, in my heart, and I lived forever for hospitality. And as a proper great French person, for years, we believed in ourselves, France, in terms of gastronomy, hospitality, and wine. We are the best. We kind of all at some point think about that. And then I had a chance to make a training period in London on my second year of my sommelier education. I went to London, and I had such a breakdown. A complete new world has opened to me, and all my belief as French sommelier just exploded. And I was actually, I don't even know anything about wine. It was, and I remember some days after the first, inventories, stop take, and my head sommelier in the middle of the service was telling me, please go grab a bottle of Blau Pinkish from this estate. And I ran like a great soldier in the cellar, went to the wine fridge, open it and like spend 10 minutes looking at my Blaufränkisch. And then the head sommelier came down like, what are you doing in the fridge? Blaufränkisch, it's red, it's here, it's Austria. And like something like happens in my brain, and I was like, well, I mean, there's other things. And then when you are in London, you taste anything from all over the world, from the classic pizzeria you would go, or just a classic fast food. You could easily drink a nice glass of Malbec, the fine dining room where you do 10 different wine in one single menu. I mean, I was like, there is other things to learn. And also, as a French person, my English was a disaster. I couldn't even say, hello, my name is Tony and I'm feeling good. That was already too much. So I decided to travel back actually to London, I mean to UK. But I went up between Liverpool and Manchester. And I just wanted to spend 6 months.
6 months.
At the beginning. That was my idea. I learn English and I just go back home and my life will be in France because, again, you know,
homeland,
gastronomy and everything. France. Now we know the game. But I never went back to France, and I today doesn't want to go and work in France as a sommelier because I don't like anymore the energy and the vibe. It's changing. I've got many friends of mine working and living in Paris, and they do an amazing job to change that idea and bringing foreigners wine to the industry. But yeah, so I finally spent 3 years, 3.5 in London, I mean in UK overall, and I had no choices to start my Master Sommelierom journey because of my head sommelier, Tamas. He was working himself for the final exam of the Master Sommelier, and one day he came to me and said, by the way, you're gonna do the certified, it's in 6 months, so better start now. And at this point, I had no idea what was the certified exam. And I had no idea.
But you wanted to do something more?
I didn't. I mean, to me, I had my sommelier examination and that was fine. And I was just going to enjoy, learn in different ways. But I would never, ever expect first to start that Master Sommelier journey, to start the competition. And I mean, sometimes you don't know what life brings you.
Yeah.
And all my experiences, I saw my head sommeliers, my mentors, learning about the sub-regions of Slovenia or Croatia and trying to remember the rivers and the mountains of both Eastern European region and the AVA of Napa Valley and everything. Like, guys, you are such a crazy person.
Yeah.
The world would like to do that. Why are you making that? And one day I woke up and I kind of like look behind me and like, I'm actually that guy. And I spent 10 years learning for the Master Sommelier exam, and I finally made it happen. And it has been such an amazing journey. I met so many great people, and most of my friends now are kind of related somehow with this journey, and I just love it. And it changed me completely. My vision of the wine world, my experience. Just
how old are you now?
I'm turning 30 in a month.
So you started like to your journey to become Master Sommelier. You started like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was I validated my first exam certified in 2018. So basically eight years ago. And I've been lucky enough to make it happen quite smoothly. And I had a chance to pass every part one by one, but without a reset. So it went quite smoothly. But yeah, I spent so much hours on the last
That's incredible.
3 years of learning. And I mean, it has been my personal moment and my personal challenge.
Yeah.
But I learned so much, of course, of the wine industry and the region, and I mean, about everything. But I also discovered who I am in person and who I wanted to become, and I learned so much things about my own personality.
Yeah.
And Stephen was one mentor to me, And once he said to me, this Master Sommelier is not 3 parts. As we know, there's a 4th one, which is underrated and is a psychological, mental preparation. And that has been a game changer. And I spent hours on working on my vision and my abilities and who I am and etc. And I very, very often compare this level of experience to the Olympics athletes. We have to be so sharp on everything. And it's just a daily work, basically.
So every day?
Every day.
Like
no days off.
Like, do you need to draw those maps, tastings, regions, like everything?
Completely.
Completely, yeah.
You could ask Sui. We are very good friends now. We know each other for 2.5 years now. And as soon as I passed my exam, he said to me, "Oh, please, could you show me your maps? I know I need to do it, but please, I know you made it, so I would love to see your maps and how you think actually to not just to copy and pass, but just understanding."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I will share it with you because you helped me so much as well when things were hard."
Yeah.
And basically today I brought with me my 2 A3 sheets. Like there is that weight of sheets and papers and maps, and I will just share it with him, and he will keep it, I guess, for the next 6 months. And this is all about the journey.
Yeah.
It's not about yourself as a person. It's about the community. And as I said to everyone, without my friends, I would not be here today, sitting in front of you as a master sommelier.
Yeah.
It has been such a journey, and the community is so important, and we learn so much from each other. Each person has something to give you.
Yeah.
We are all human beings, and we are all social, and we need each other to grow as a person. Yeah. So
yeah, it looks like it became like your obsession, passion. Like you need to be a little bit crazy to go through that process, because you are like disciplined, on time, every time, like tasting, writing, driving, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
It's like how many master sommeliers are today? Like 270, something like that.
Yeah, 293 or 290, or less than 300 for sure, but something
293.
like
Let's say
293 or 294 in the world since
ever. Like from 1960s to today.
Exactly. Since the past, it has started, I think, in the 1960s.
I think it's 64, something like that.
I'm very bad in dates. I'm very sorry for that. But yeah, I mean, in such a period, I mean, it's incredible. We do usually have between 0 and 5% a year validated the examination. This year, 2025, has been such an incredible vintage. It has been 9 of us validating the hard exam, so it has been a world record in the whole history of the course. But we've been so close to each other. On those 9 persons, I've been working very, very closely with 3 of them. Like, without those guys, I wouldn't be here. And I guess the same on the other way. And yeah, as you said, we are not just a bit crazy. I think we are completely crazy. In a way, there is no sense, no way to learn a lot of the regions. But I think the global world and global wine markets needs somehow some person with that energy, that volunteer to push the boundaries and to have this global recognition and global understanding of what is happening in the world. And then we can definitely help then winemakers, people, young sommeliers can becoming a mentor. This is all about the things, I think. It's, again, not doing it for yourself, but to me, I made today this master, so I achieve it, but now I have to share it and to give it for the next generation, for the winemakers such as in the region, like I've been so impressed how every single winemakers were looking at me and like, well, here, what do you think? My Blanc de Noir, is that as good as other? Do you think I could go on the global market? Give me some answers. I need your help. And that just changed the way I was thinking even myself about the wine. And now I'm not tasting wine for myself only anymore. I'm also tasting for the visibility and to help and to give my assessment. And as I said, I tasted maybe 1,000 or maybe 1,000,000 wines since I started. I don't know.
That's
so you've got, you know, in your brain you had learned a lot of things, you understood a lot of stories, and then you have to.
It's unreal for the, let's say, winemaker whose winery is here like 300 years ago. They never stop. They're doing wine all the time, and then they ask you like, "What do you think about my wine?" It's a privilege. Yeah,
I think it's a way to, you know, when you do one thing always, all the year long, and that for 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 years, 2, 3, 4 generations, then you think what you are doing is right because you always did it. And I mean, I experienced it as well as a sommelier in a restaurant. When you do something like forever, you don't see what's happening aside. And I spent 10 years working in a restaurant as a sommelier, and in some extent, I thought the wine industry was all belonging to the restaurant and fine dining rooms, Michelin-star restaurants, and like we were the person, you know, in the wine involvement. And actually, I just stepped out a month ago, and I started to remove that kind of filters I had, and I just realizing now I was kind of seeing the world of wine just like black and gray or black and white, and I didn't have all of the kind of colors and the body of the complete wine global things, and it's just not going to a wine and a bottle and a glass. Is a story, is a person, is a human being, is terroir, soil, climate, weather. I mean, there is so much thing happening in the world of wine. So I think now, me as a master sommelier, I need to try to give this experience and try to give that extra filters to understand the wine. And I think today is what the producers of Croatian Petivica need. They kind of need our expertise, and they need to hear from some kind of international professional what they're doing are right. So on the right way, right path. The quality of the wine is standing, and just now they need to open up and go to more global visibility and some international visibility, press, and get Hrvatska and Croatia recognized as the wine region in the world, like the proper one. You need to learn about it. You need to get that visibility. And as we said before, as soon as people will understand Petivica as a great sparkling wine region of the world, like English sparkling wine did 10 or 15 years ago, you are kind of following each other. I think the first commercial wine in England was in 1992, the timber. So like the early 90s, the first ever commercial sparkling wine made in England.
Really?
1990s. It was.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, again, it's nothing. And even when I was back in the days, in the mid 2010, like from 2017 to 2020, I mean, we had that kind of involvement, and like it was kind of explosion every single month. You would hear about a new winery opening, new guys investing money, and new things coming out, and season after season, wine fairs after wine fairs. They've been pushing a lot, and they were so present in the global, like at least UK market. They like now we all in our brain say English sparkling wine is one of the great region for sparkling wine.
Yeah.
We understood it because they show us. But at the beginning, 20 years ago, who would expect to have some people coming in, some foreigners, some champagne houses coming in England?
Yeah.
Like,
Not even close, yeah.
Not even close. And nowadays there is Tétinvé, there is Pommery has some investments, and there is a few champagne houses, like very, very well-known champagne houses came in. And when they first came in, it has been just, everything has changed, you know, because money was not arriving in the region. Then we had researches, we had understanding of the soil, and when the money basically is coming in, then everything is changing, and then you've got the trust, you've got the belief. So young winemakers or young guys from the region would never expect 30 years ago to start a project. But if you've got some pioneers saying, yeah, we can do it, taste our wine.
Yeah.
This is what we can do in our region. So join the board and we'll make it together. And then, you know, one by one, then
yeah, that's the approach that needs to be taken
exactly
to succeed. Yeah.
You need visibility. And I mean, when we walk to the vineyard in Precipicia, there is, I mean, you really see, you feel that wine growing is part of the region. You see those terraces, those small hills facing south, beautifully exposed, somehow gentle slope or steep slope is a place made for vine growing.
Yeah.
It's made for it. And if you go back in history, it was at 1,000 plus hectares of vineyards. And now we are down to 200 or 300 hectares. So there is a huge window open to it.
Yeah.
You've got that development, that possibility of development. And I think bringing foreigners sometimes, bringing money in, bringing tourism, showing what you are capable of, then, you know, will arrive slowly.
Yeah, everything's like
exactly
making a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Tony, thank you very much.
thank you so much.
30 minutes is like nothing for you or Stefan to talk. So next time we'll do it longer. Thank you very much.
Very, very great pleasure.
Yeah, it was an honor to talk to you, and thank you for coming to Croatia.
Thank you very much. Santé.
Thank you, brother. Cheers.
Merci beaucoup. Cheers.
Ciao.